Hey there, it's Dave D from DaveD.com, where we help professional services providers sell more of their services, make more money, and help more clients, all without spending more money on advertising or working harder. So, this is episode 3 of the webinar Selling Machine. If you have not seen episodes 1 and 2, make sure that you watch those on the old channel here. But today what we're going to be talking about is structuring your presentation to sell your professional services. And there are 3 major pieces to your presentation, and we're going to go through each one of these, and I'm going to share with you exactly what you need to accomplish in each one of these pieces. The first is the opening. Then, of course, you have the middle of your presentation, and then you have the close. So let's talk about the opening and what you need to accomplish. The first thing is that you need to capture your audience's attention. When you're doing a virtual presentation, when you're doing a webinar, it's very, very important that you grab your audience's attention immediately within the first 30 seconds. If you don't, they're simply going to click off, or they're going to start surfing the internet, checking their email, checking their text messages. So in the first 30 seconds, you need to have an attention-grabbing opening. The next thing you want to do is let your audience know that they are in the right place. And one of the ways to do that is by describing the situation that they're in, talking about the problems that they're having, so they completely understand that you understand them. Then after you go through that, the next thing is to future pace. You want to create a vision of their future. You've got to create a picture in their mind of how things can be different, how things can change for them if they do what you ask them to do and if they listen to your presentation. You've got to create the vision first. If you don't create this vision for them of what is possible with their problems being solved, with them having the outcome that they desire, you're going to have a difficult time holding their attention throughout the entire presentation. And then the final piece of the opening is talking about you. This is where you want to tell your core story. Now, naturally, I don't have time in a short video to go through all of these elements, but just please understand that your core story is really important. And you absolutely, positively have a great core story inside of you. The core story should be designed to do 2 major things. Number 1, get the audience to like you and trust you. And then number 2, talk about and prove that you know what you're talking about. So again, like and trust, though, is really, really important, because 80% of all sales are based upon the prospect liking and trusting you. So telling your core story, showing pictures of your family, and then adding in some credibility pieces to your core story is exactly what you want to do. So for the sake of time, let's assume that you have developed this really, really great opening. Your audience is now riveted to their seats. They're watching the screen. Hopefully they're taking notes. Now we need to move into the middle of the presentation. And this is where you're going to start delivering content. Now, I used to say that this was the teaching part of the presentation, but that gave the wrong impression. You're going to be delivering content that sells. And one of the ways that you do that is by planting seeds. You see, everything in your presentation should create the desire inside your audience to want to book a consultation with you, to want to set up a meeting with you. So the way that you deliver the content is mission critical. Now, there are a number of ways to do this. Let me just give you a couple tips. The first thing is you want to deliver 3 what I call chunks of information. 3. No more than really 3, because people can remember 3. So you want to categorize what you're going to share with them into 3 areas. And then you either want to tell them what to do, but not how to do it. Now, that is very, very valuable information, because people don't know what to do. And so you're really educating them, but you don't want to get into the nitty-gritty details of how to do it. When you do that and you overteach, what happens is your audience will get confused, especially if you're doing something technical. They'll get confused and they get bored, and a confused and bored audience is not going to book a consultation with you. In fact, they're not going to want to meet with you, and they're not going to want to watch your presentation. So deliver what to information, not how to information. And then the second thing that you can do is you can give useful but incomplete information. Giving useful but incomplete information is a wonderful way to plant the seed inside your prospect that'll sprout and create the desire for them to want to book that consultation with you. And then you also want to prove what you're saying is true. There are a number of ways to do this. The obvious way is to use testimonials. So if you have clients that have gotten really great results from working with you, then you want to use those. If you're in a highly regulated business, for example, if you're a financial advisor and you can't use testimonials because it's not going to go through compliance, you can also prove what you're saying is true by using news articles and telling stories of real things that have happened to real people. The next thing is now we've got to move into the close. So we've got our opening, they like us and they trust us. We've just delivered information that's been valuable for our audience. We haven't delivered too much information. They know that we're an expert. Now they're excited and they want more. And so how are they going to get that? Well, that's when we move into the close. And the close needs to accomplish, obviously, closing the sale, but it needs to create excitement in addition to that for meeting with you, an internal desire, and almost a burning desire for them to meet with you. Here's the most important thing, though. Your entire presentation is a close. Every slide that you show, every image that you have on your slides leads to them wanting to book a consultation with you. And what you need to do is you need to create a Godfather offer. And this is where most of professional services providers fall short. They think, hey, my Godfather offer is just offering a free consultation to someone. The free consultation is only one part of the offer. So let's go through the close. The first thing you want to do is something called stacking the value. And you do that by, number one, putting a value on your consultation. Again, a big mistake professionals make is not putting an actual dollar amount on their consultation. Now, I'm not saying that if you never charge for a consultation, that you tell them that the price is normally this and they're getting it for free. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm simply saying that put the value on it because your time has value, right? The meeting with the prospect has value. So put an actual dollar amount on that. But then in addition to the value of that, what bonuses can you offer? Now you're thinking, oh, wait a minute, I'm a professional service provider. I'm a lawyer, for example. What do you mean, what bonuses can I offer? Well, I've got a long-term client. Her name's Linda Sherfy. She's an estate planning attorney, and she's created a series of audio recordings. I believe it's 10 CDs that she gives prospects on the topic that they're interested in, the topic that seniors are interested in when it comes to estate planning. And when they come to the consultation, she gives them those as a gift. I've got another client. His name is Don Golden. Don is a bankruptcy attorney, and Don created an entire course called Fresh Start for Life that he gives to people. So again, information is a wonderful way to add bonuses in and increase the value of the actual consultation. The next thing is you need to create a sense of urgency. Why should someone schedule the consultation right now? And once again, there are a number of ways to do that. The easiest way to do it is to actually limit the amount of consultations that you'll accept. And now you only want to say that. You only want to say, hey, listen, I'm only doing 8 free consultations for free this month if it's true. We never want to say anything that's not true. So again, you can limit the number of consultations that you're going to do. You, of course, can limit the number of consultations that you're going to book from this particular webinar. So you can say, I'm a full-time practicing financial advisor. I've got a lot of clients. So I'm only taking 4 people who are watching this webinar right now who are going to be able to get this consultation with me. There are other ways to do it other than limiting the number of consultations that you do, but that's a great start for you. And then finally, what you want to do is you want to tell them exactly what to do. How are they going to book the consultation with you? That is again, a huge mistake. A confused audience member is not going to act. So if there's a scheduling button, and there should be, that appears on the page, or a link that they're going to go to, you need to tell them exactly what to do. Click on the scheduling button that says schedule now. Go to www.schedulewithme.com. Then what's going to happen is you're going to be taken to my calendar page. You'll pick a time that's right for you. And again, so you want to tell them exactly what to do, and you want to repeat those instructions so they are crystal clear. You cannot be too specific at this point. So once you develop this presentation, magical things can happen for you. Here is one of my customers. Her name is Natalie Schmuck. Natalie is a financial advisor here in Atlanta. And she says, my email list literally went from 0 to over 350 of her very best prospects. And by the way, her prospects are doctors. And so what she did is she had this presentation that she created. She sent out emails to a list of doctors, and 350 of them signed up for her webinar. So she was generating leads on top of this. And then from her presentation, she booked 28 follow-up appointments. So 28 of the folks that were watching her webinar, these doctors, booked a consultation with her. That's the power of this. You can literally fill your calendar with a single presentation if it is done and constructed properly. So today we talked about how to actually construct your presentation. In episode number 4, we're going to talk about the second piece to the puzzle that most people never address, which is how do you actually deliver this presentation? How do you deliver the webinar to sell your professional services? You might have great slides, but how now do you do the actual presentation? And I'm going to be giving you some really, really great tips and secrets. So even if you don't think you're a great speaker, by following the secrets I'm going to give you in episode 4, you are going to be dynamic and you're going to get tremendous results. Hey, if you got some value from this video, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions about what I talked about in this video, please put them in the comments below. I'll do my level best to answer all of the questions.